The lyrics to this next song were written by a young man who worked in a coachmaker's shop in Belfast. He had a Protestant name and was popular at work, even played on the local soccer team, until one day his parents were seen scurrying from Mass. That night his mate showed up at his door in balaclava masks, telling him not to come to work the next day. He and his family were harried out of their home and wound up in a tenement slum. Outraged, he affiliated with the Provisional IRA and was nabbed by the Brits for possessing a revolver. Placed in the maze for a 14-year hitch, the harshest of Brit prisons, he was put in solitary confinement for demanding such outrages as a monthly visit with his mother. Margaret Thatcher said no. The lyrics you will hear were smuggled out of prison, recorded by Christy Moore, and consequently the youngster was elected to the British Parliament, the youngest to ever be so honoured. Before being seated, however, he died after 66 days on the blanket, having organised a hunger strike in which he was the first of 10 to starve to death. His name was Bobby Sands.
In 1803 we sailed out to sea, out from the sweet town of Derry. Australia bound if we didn't all drown, and the marks of our fetters we carried. In our rusty iron chains we cried for our wings, our good women we left in sorrow. As the mainsails unfurled, our curses we heard on the English and thoughts of tomorrow. Oh, how I wish I was back home in Derry. Oh, how I wish I was back home in Derry. At the mouth of the foil, we bid farewell to the soil, as down under the decks we were lying. Oh, Doherty screamed, woken out of a dream by a vision of bold Robert dying. The sun-bound crew as we dish out the brew, Dan O'Connor was down with a fever. 60 rebels today, bound for Botany Bay. How money will meet the receiver? How I wish I was back home in Derry. Oh, how I wish I was back home in Derry. Cast them to hell as our bow fought the swell. Our ship danced like a moth in the firelight. Wild horses rode high as the devil passed by, taking souls to Hades by twilight. 5 weeks out to sea, we were now 43, and we buried our comrades each morning. In our own slime, we were lost in a time of endless night without dawning. Oh, how I wish I was back home in Derry. Oh, how I wish I was back home in Derry. Van Diemen's Land is a hell for a man to end out his whole life in slavery, where the climate is raw and the gun makes the law. Neither end nor rain care for bravery. 20 years have gone by and I've ended my bond. My comrades go swamp behind me, but a rebel I came, and I'll die just the same. On the cold winter's night you will find me. Oh, how I wish I was back home in Derry. Oh, how I wish I was back home in Derry. Oh, how I wish I was back home in Derry. Oh, how I wish I was back home in Derry.